roughly 20% of its management, which is not ununionized. In a staff memo, Verizon CEO said the company's current cost structure limits its ability to invest, pointing particularly to customer experiences. The 13,000 jobs cut are the largest round of layoffs in the company's history. It's not all bad economic news. The delayed September jobs report also came out today, and it shows a mixed bag. The 4.4% unemployment rate is the highest in 4 years, but 119,000 jobs were added in September. That's the largest payroll gain since April. Entry-level employees are looking for their big break in Hollywood and are worried about layoffs. Tessa Lapradez reports from the studio lot.
Like a scene from a movie, a villain looms over the entertainment industry to threaten one thing: layoffs.
They tell you follow your dreams or like get, this bachelor's or master's and whatever, and then you go for it and like there's still no jobs, or like you're 1 year out and you're still struggling.
Paramount is one of the big 5 major studios with massive layoffs. Employees there say people of color have been hardest hit. Ad sales associate Kimberly Espinoza Cruz worries about stability in a world of shrinking Hollywood productions.
I want to be like the first in my family to be like, I made it in entertainment, like really big. So it's definitely hard when you think of it long term, because you're like, am I really going to get there? Like with these layoffs, like you don't know if you're impacted until day of. So it's sort of like, what will I do if that comes up?
In late October, Paramount laid off roughly 1,000 workers, with another round anticipated at the end of the year. Warner Brothers says it will cut off 10% of its workforce, while Amazon says it will lay off approximately 14,000 workers. Some cite AI and others political pressure.
The job search right now is terrible. You have to be doubly overqualified to get even an entry-level position. My girlfriend was the assistant to Paramount's former CEO and hasn't been able to find like an entry-level assistant job that will take her.
Once landing the big job, it's often a pinch-me moment. After 4 months of working at Sony Pictures Entertainment, Shreya Kuthalia still can't believe she gets to work at an iconic studio lot.
My perspective is like you had the skills to get to where you needed to be, and if you are part of the layoffs, like you will still have those skills to find something else.
With layoffs becoming a new constant, breaking into the entertainment industry is getting even harder than it once was, and may remain a pipeline dream for most. For Annenberg Media, I'm Tessa Lapradez.
And as you may expect, it's more important than ever for a competitive job candidate to be very prepared. Reporter Sethan Perez talked to students about their experience with the job recruitment process.
So tell me about a time you demonstrated leadership, worked cross-functionally, and of course, solved a global crisis. Yeah, if you've ever been on this side of an interview, you're not alone. From hundreds of LinkedIn messages, to coffee chats, to AI resume screenings and HireVue videos, USC students told me the job search is more competitive and more exhausting than ever. So this week on Sethan on the Street, we're talking about what it really takes to get hired right now and how students are handling the pressure. Here's what they had to say.
It has definitely been tough, time intensive, just applying to as many places as possible, and then there's a lot of prep that goes into that.
The analogy I use sometimes is like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, because like if you already have an internship, like you're more likely to get another one.
For me, I wish I was born like 30 years ago, because then it's more like, you meet somebody and you're like, hey, like, do you have a job? Like, I'll interview, like, I'll do everything. I'll show you how I work, and you go to like the actual place. But now everything's online.
Yeah, I mean, it's really competitive. When you look at the top firms, McKinsey, Bain, BCG, they have acceptances lower than Harvard. So if you want to be the best of the best, it's incredibly tough.
Honestly, I think your experience matters significantly more than your GPA, because as long as you have like a GPA above a certain threshold, if you have the skills required to get the job done, that's what matters more than the GPA.
So I tracked all the people who I reached out to, and then the actual coffee chats I did. I must have reached out to about 600 people, and then I had 80-ish coffee chats, maybe 90.
I don't think you want to limit yourself in any way, so I want to apply to as many jobs as possible, even if it isn't necessarily exactly what I want to go into, but then go from there.
Honestly, especially knowing that it just wasn't a great and ideal market to be in, I just tried to block that out and know everyone else is in the same boat that you are. And so if you just perform the best that you can, you have to trust that an outcome deserving of that is going to happen.
And a new report shows only 42% of employers still screen GPAs, with most now prioritizing what students can actually do. Academic major, industry experience, and internships are the biggest factors. And nearly 79% say internship experience is one of the strongest predictors of getting hired. Students are adapting, networking, and building the skills employers want. Experts say the best approach is to stay proactive and treat every opportunity as a step forward. Back to you.
Thank you so much. And for students graduating without work authorization, finding employment can be especially a big hurdle. Undocumented students continue to face uncertainty due to changes to programs like DACA, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, and the ongoing challenges of securing a viable work authorization.
For students like me, students who are undocumented, students who are DACA recipients navigating this journey, it's very hard, it's very difficult. They're not going to want to take on a student who's a DACA recipient, even though I have work authorization, but they're also not going to want to deal with somebody who's an immigrant because of what's going on in this administration. So it's very looking like it's just me on my own, just navigating, just looking on Handshake basically and looking, putting myself on LinkedIn, putting myself out there, just really just navigating on my own. So it's really just me and just me being my own mentor at the end of the day.
International students have also been affected. Increases in visa and work sponsorship fees have raised concerns about the likelihood of future employers hiring them. Data suggests legal and government fees can cost an employer more than $11,000.
Especially for international students, I believe it is very crucial for us to work harder than ever because there's nothing much we can change and everyone's frankly very scared. I would say for me, I just want to push myself harder and harder so like I have a very good resume and that there's no chance for them to turning me down because I'm not, a domestic student.
As costs rise and policy shifts, thousands of students are left wondering about their futures.
The difficulty of getting a job in today's market raises a question. Is graduate school a good alternative, and is it worth it? Data reported by an enrollment and management firm shows two notable shifts in graduate school enrollment. First, a nearly 5% increase in grad student enrollment from 2020 to 2024, and a 34% increase in international grad school enrollment from 2020 to 2024.
I went straight to grad school from undergrad because I was able to land my fellowship. But if it weren't for that, I think I would definitely have second thoughts about continuing my grad school. It's definitely something I would do down the line if I could get an employer to pay for it. But if I were to go straight from undergrad, or I would suggest going from undergrad into the workforce. And even if I wasn't able to land a job per se directly preceding my graduation, I would honestly just continue my job search because I do think it's a lot to take on coming straight from undergrad.
A USC career advisor notes that getting a master's degree does not guarantee a job.
Getting a master's degree, a lot of people assume that you should be maybe bumping up a title level or something like that. That may not necessarily be true. In general, give people the advice of, hey, finish your undergrad, explore a little bit, work a little bit, get that experience underneath you, because sometimes people want to just like, hey, I want to just go immediately into the master's degree without fully exploring like what you want to do professionally that you feel like it will help you out.
If you are interested in applying for grad school at USC, deadlines for submission vary across departments and are due between November 15th and December 1st.
And the job market can be a scary place for a fresh college grad. To ease the tension, many people seek out career coaches and other mentors to help guide them through this process.
For me, it also feels like the beginning of a relationship because, you may not get the job, but you've met some really wonderful people and they have met you through your letter or through interviews. And, hopefully you'll keep in touch and there will be an ongoing conversation. And maybe down the road, you will end up getting to work with each other.
So little tips I give them that really can differentiate them in the market. So it could be interviewing, it could be how to answer the money question. So there is a variety. And once again, they apply for jobs that they aren't qualified, but they say, I can do that. But companies want you to know that you've done it.
Experts say that in today's job market, recent grads should take advantage of all the available professional resources and career advice.
The National Association of Colleges and Employers released a 2026 job outlook. The report describes the current job market as fair, which was the same rating given in 2021. A public relations associate at the Charlotta Bass Journalism and Justice Lab says students have been more stressed about securing a job and suggests students network more with each other to prepare for them to get a job in the future.
Make as many connections as you can, but not only with the people who have the job you want, through LinkedIn, because that's kind of what everyone tells each other, but also to connect with your peers, because often in high performance cohorts, your peers sometimes become your employers or your partners, and you end up building together.
Experts say that in interviews, job searchers should share how their skills help solve problems. Job seekers also should participate in experiential learning while in college and to connect college coursework to professional skills. If you are interested in learning more about the 2026 Job Outlook, you can visit naceweb.org.
Just ahead, find out how students are making money through side hustles.
Whether you're a Trojan or a Bruin, the job search may look different to you.
And we'll show you how students at Viterbi are using AI for social good. We'll be right back.
USG election season has kicked off.
They have a huge game on Thursday, right?
Huge.
Prior to that, he couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
And a warning tonight about a massive storm heading our way.
We're live here at the Ganlin Center.
What would y'all do if you had $2.5 million?
Music, art, and women empowerment.
And she put her stamp on Big Ten history.
Those are men swimming like fish.
Thanks for watching.
Annenberg TV News. You never miss an episode.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Thanks for watching.
So, live from the Halo is USC Annenberg's take on NPR's Tiny Desk concerts. This is like a platform for USC students and adjunct students just to perform and play their music for an audience.
And to avoid the intimidating job search, some U.S. students are becoming their own bosses. Students are creating businesses that build foundations for their future career opportunities. One of those businesses was started by two student musicians who help small artists put on live events.
Like kind of the Stereo City Players mantra is like, we're dedicated to crafting and elevating your live show for your fans. We kind of realized there's a bit of a niche in the kind of LA music scene, one of the biggest like pop music hubs in the world. I realized like, hey, we have all the skills to do what these people are doing, and we can do it for a lot cheaper.
After struggling to find a job on campus, one artist at USC has made a business out of her craft. She makes custom grad caps, draws henna art, and paints portraits.
I really want to make it just on my own. That's been my vision since I was a kid. The job market is pretty scary. Yes. I'm even struggling to get work done and also to even find a job here on campus and even outside. I'd rather work for myself and work for my vision that I want to put out into the world.
And if you'd like to support Trojan Jobs, check out Stereo City Planners and Emma Oliva's art.
In a crowded digital marketplace, many young entrepreneurs have trouble expanding their businesses past their own college campuses. A startup founded by a University of Iowa student is a success story. SeatStock gives students a safer way to buy and sell tickets for college sporting events. The company has found success expanding to over 20 schools. One of its founders says its biggest challenge was being taken seriously as a young entrepreneur.
In the beginning, you have no idea what you're working on. You're barely even respected, especially when you're trying to get into tech. We were trying to break into tech, and me and one of my co-founders, we're more business oriented. So it's like, I had no idea if this developer was good, this developer was bad. It took a couple fails, and then it finally worked.
Stein attributes his success to his perseverance, confidence, and unwavering focus on his end goal. The company has done $2 million in ticket sales, but is not yet turning a profit. SeatStock began testing in the USC market this semester.
And U.S. students at Viterbi School of Engineering are using AI in their research to improve the lives of others and improve the career opportunities. CASE++ is the student branch of a USC Center for AI in Society. They learn how to use AI and then do research guided by faculty and PhD candidates. We talked to undergraduates about the impact of AI in their work.
AI could mean a lot of things. It does help a lot because a lot of the time, like traditional statistical methods are not enough to be able to predict things, especially things that have complex patterns over time. So using more advanced modeling is always better. And
I think it's definitely positive, but honestly, I don't really, no one really knows yet. There's just, I think it's too early on to really know that because things are being developed at such a fast pace.
And workers have good reason to be concerned about the impact of AI on their careers. Research suggests that 13% of the jobs require AI skills. 14% of the employers are considering replacing entry-level jobs with AI. And one more statistic about artificial intelligence in jobs, more than 41% of employers are thinking about augmenting entry-level jobs with artificial intelligence. The Crosstown Showdown is coming up, but the real question is which LA school is the winner of the job market? Reporter David Sosa is here to tell us a little bit more.
USC and UCLA face off the Saturday after Thanksgiving at the Coliseum, but students from both universities already compete off the field even after graduation. USC and UCLA have more to argue about than football. Students from the universities may face different obstacles when it comes to job opportunities after graduating. We talked to a Bruin and a Bruin-turned-Trojan about the differences between the two schools and the job market.
I do think that's what it felt like, at least post-grad. It did feel like I was trying to catch up to my peers in their experiences.
I do receive a lot of comments from a lot of people about like having both UCLA and USC on my resume. And I will say the network that I've seen in terms of like the alumni network, I guess you would say, it seems very, very, very strong at USC, comparable to UCLA.
The job market has thinned for grads in recent years, and your income may differ depending on the school. According to the U.S. Department of Education, Trojans post-graduation have an average income about $10,000 more than Bruins. No matter who wins next weekend, wish you and your Bruin frenemies best of luck by the time graduation comes along.
Now it's time for Rapid Roundup. Here are today's top headlines. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky announced he would negotiate a peace plan backed by President Trump. The plan would end Ukraine's war with Russia by limiting Ukraine's land and army by having Russia pay for the rebuilding. And a federal judge has blocked Trump's month-long National Guard deployment in D.C. U.S. District Judge Gia Cobb said the deployment infringed on D.C.'s sovereign rights. Veteran Democratic lawmakers called for the military to, quote, refuse illegal orders. President Trump responded in a tweet saying, quote, seditious behavior punishable by death. And closer to home, the Lakers will have a change in ownership. Assistant General Manager Jesse Buss and alternate governor and VP of Research and Development Joey Buss will not return to the leadership team. Chadwick Boseman, star of Black Panther, was posthumously honored with a star on the Walk of Fame today. Boseman died in 2020 after battling colon cancer. He was 43. And that's a wrap on the Rapid Roundup.
Thanks for watching See It Live. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Kendall Washington.
And I'm Gian Velasquez. For more coverage, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. We'll see you next time, and have a good night.